salary of the healthcare assistant here in the UK is one of the perks that attracts people into the job or into coming to the UK as a healthcare assistant. Well, the average salary or the minimum you can get as a healthcare assistant coming into the country as a skilled worker is £20,480,000. Of course, you can get way more than that as well. But of course, and this also sounds very, very mouth-watering to a number of people, especially for those of us coming from all the way from Africa and its environ. Well, today I'll be sharing from my own experience, from my own salary, an average that a healthcare assistant can earn, your take-home pay. What do you take home after your deductions, after your taxes, after your NI? Hi guys, you are welcome to my community. My name is Jane Samson and this is my channel, Janie's Hub. On this channel, I share everything that has to do with living and working in the UK as a healthcare assistant, living life abroad, relocating abroad generally. Guys, I have so much juice I bring on this channel, and in your best interest, I will encourage you to like this video, share this video, and also subscribe. If it's something that interests you, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and there is so much more that will be coming up on this channel. To my returning subscribers, I see you guys. It's great to have you guys here once again. Right guys, so I have seen online different opinions, different speculations about what the healthcare assistant earn, people using different calculators to calculate the average what a healthcare assistant earn. Today I'll be sharing from my own payslip. Yes, I'll be sharing from my payslip. I've decided to be very, very vulnerable, right? Just so you have an idea how much you can earn on an average. And when I mean average, I mean on an average you can earn as a healthcare assistant. When I mean healthcare assistant, I'm referring to domiciliary healthcare assistants. By now, most of you know that working as a domiciliary carer is different from working as a carer in a care home. Is also different from working as a carer in a hospital. These are different categories of care. Of course, even though it's the same kind of care as well. All right. So the circumstances differs. The work experiences differ. The work setting differ. So I'll be speaking from my experience as a domiciliary health carer or as a home carer, whichever one you prefer to call it. All right. So guys, I'll be jumping into my screen and I'll be sharing with you one of my pay slips. Okay, the pay slips, one of the pays I received when I first arrived, and that is on an average. Okay, I'll be sharing and I'll be explaining the deductions, the NI that I got. Guys, it is just my own pay slip. It can be more, it can be less. Okay, so I just want to give us an idea of what is like, and I hope that somebody will get value from this. And if you got value, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. For anyone else who is interested in coming to the UK and you just want to have an idea, and if you got value, don't forget to like. This is coming from the horse's mouth, and I'm sharing my pay slip with you. All right, guys, let's jump into my screen. All right, guys. Right, so this is me on my screen, on the screen of my laptop, and I'm trying to give you an overview of what one of my pay slip look like. And like I said earlier, it was earlier on the first few months when I first arrived, and this is just an average. So here I have my payslip component, and here it says the total hours calculated for the month was 169 hours. 169 hours, all right, and on an average pay of £10.10. Okay, some companies pay more than this, of course, but this is the minimum any company is required to pay for a skilled worker visa of healthcare worker or healthcare assistant. Okay, now the total earning for this particular salary was £1,706.67 for 169 hours. Now, if you divide the I can't go into the details of the hours or the minutes I did per week or per day, because that would be very, very ambiguous for this video. It would be too ambiguous. But like I explained in my previous video, when you're working as a domiciliary carer, you are paid for per visit. All right, you're paid when you arrive into the home of your client. That is when your time start counting. So the time you're on the road, you're not paid. That is how my own company operates. I learned some other companies, they paid for they pay for travel bonuses or every other bonuses, but my company, they only pay you when you arrive at the client. Okay, so sometimes a client can have up to 4 calls, so morning calls, afternoon calls, evening calls, and bedtime calls. So most times the call in the morning might be 45 minutes, the call in the afternoon might be 30 minutes, the call in the evening might be another 30 minutes, and the call at night might be another 30 minutes. That's a total of about 2 hours plus. All right, so that is why sometimes it looks as if getting accumulated hours with domiciliary care can be quite tough. Yes, I can tell you for a fact that it can be quite tough. With a care home, you go into a care home, you clock in at 8 o'clock and you clock it at 8 o'clock, clock out at 8 o'clock in the evening, and you have a 12-hour shift. But getting a 12-hour shift as a domiciliary or home carer, it's a different ball game entirely, because the time you're on the road, most times you're not paid for it. Your hours start counting when you arrive at the client and the amount of time you spend with the client. I hope we get that clear. All right, so total I got for hours was 169 hours, and that gave £1,706.67. All right, and the pay as you earn tax for that month was just about £20. That's about £20 that was taxed on the pay as you earn tax. As a UK employee, you are meant to pay what you call the pay as you earn tax. Okay. Also, the other deduction I got was the national insurance. Every employee in the UK is bound by law to pay your national insurance, and I was entitled to pay £87.27. Okay, this was taken off automatically from the salary. All right, the next deductions I had was pension. Okay, my company has a pension scheme that you pay pension every month, and your company also pay a percentage of that pension into your pension scheme, which of course later on you're expected to start assessing when you grow older or in different circumstances. But this pension is a scheme that you can decide to opt in or opt out. It's optional, so you can say no, I don't want to be part of the pension, I want all my money. Okay, but for this particular pension, this month I paid, it was deducted from my account £59.34. Okay, and the total deductions I got is £146.61. All right, guys. So my employer, okay, that's for my national insurance, that's 142. Okay, and my pension is 35. This is what my employer contributed to my national insurance, 142, and the pension they contributed £35. Okay, which is £178. So my take-home pay, my net at the end of the day, aside what I made, was £1,706, but after the deductions, what was left to take home was £1,540, for a total of 169 hours. Now guys, if you divide these 169 hours by 4 weeks, like I said, I wouldn't go into details of the hours or minutes because that would be too ambiguous. It gives you an average of 42 hours per week. 42 hours per week. All right, that 42 hours per week is like an average. My contract is 39 hours, 40 hours, a thereabout. Okay, so just a few hours on top. Now you can decide to do more, or your employer might require you to do more according to the availability of the shifts. And doing more means, for domiciliary care, means working more days. All right, for this 42 hours, I think I worked over a period of 4 days or so, because sometimes you work full day, sometimes you work half day. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is what I was able to take home as £1,540 for 169 hours that was worked. Like I said, it can be more, it can be less, and this depends on the hours you put in that particular month. All right, guys, so I have showed you my screen, and you've seen exactly what I earned on an average month, especially when I first started. Like I said, guys, it can be more or it could be less. It depends on the hours you put in. And for domiciliary care, you need to put in a good number of hours for you to earn something substantial. All right, it is a different ball game in different care setting. Working in different care setting is a different ball game altogether. I have seen people that earn up to 1,800, take home pay 1,900. But guys, the work behind it, it's not a joke. It means you put in about 60-70 hours per week, and working 60-70 hours as a domiciliary carer is not something, I don't know, it depends, it's up to you. All right, you can also make more if you work as an agency. So say for example you work 4 days with your employer and maybe work one extra day with an agency. Now your visa encourages, or your visa allows you to work 20 hours extra. Yes, your visa allows you to work 20 hours extra as long as it is the same line of work, okay? So even though you're working with an employer, if you have a day off, you can decide to take off your day off with an agency to work 1 day, maybe 1 whole day or 1 night to make extra money. So it goes back to the hours you put in is the hours you also get out. But remember, guys, remember, it is really, really important. It is really, really important for you to understand that the more you work, the more tax you pay. That is the funny thing about this country. So don't kill yourself. You're working. At the end of the day, you'll be surprised of the amount of tax that will be taken off. So it's as if you're working and a whole lot of it is taken off. So try to balance it. Guys, at this point, if you're still here and you know you've gotten value, you appreciate this video, guys, encourage me. Go ahead, like this video, subscribe, share this video, share it to your friends. Let them come and see what you earn on the average, what they can earn on the average in the UK. If you ask me, the salary is worth it, but like I said, you need to put in the work. It is a lot of work, especially as a domiciliary carer, but at the end of the day, the pay is rewarding, and if you know how to manage your finances very well, I'm sure you'll be fine. So guys, soon I'll be sharing my expenses. As most of you know, I came in here alone. I'll be sharing an idea of expenses of what you can earn, of how you can manage your salary as a healthcare assistant. I hope you got value from this video. If you have any questions, please drop your questions in the comment section. If you like this video, just go ahead and drop me a lovely comment and I will respond. If you have any queries, shoot me an email and I will respond at my earliest convenience. I hope you got value. I had pleasure sharing this. I hope this encourages you. I hope also this makes you to push further. Remember, at the end of the day, it is what you put in, that is what you get out. If you put in too much, the country will also take in as much as you put in. All right, guys? So it's my pleasure to share this video. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.